Welcome back to Bold of You to Say. We're back with another episode. We bring the heat. You know how it is. We got a lot of heat to bring. We talked about HBO Max just making the worst business decisions.
It's definitely not good.
We prefaced that with some good Steam Deck news. You know, nature is healing. And
the heat from our podcast is making steam.
Yeah, if you're
on a deck,
if you're a Google Podcasts user and you had to download another app to listen to the show, fucking delete that app, okay? Because we are on Google Podcasts. Then we talked about Robinhood Men in Tights, the 1993 Mel Brooks classic. It's on my
ass.
It is on DVD
and my butt.
Or you can rent it from whatever conglomerate of your choice. There are timestamps in the description, so you can skip around if you want. If you want to skip a certain part,
times out of stamps, guys.
Or if you want to,
can't get better than this.
Can't wait to get to a certain part. Use it if you want, or don't. We can't stop you.
Yeah.
Subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Turn on notifications. Turn on automatic downloads.
Turn it all on, guys.
Follow me on social
media as I can speak.
And let's jump.
Let's jump into it.
We always jump into it. Should we?
I think my jump there was a little too enthusiastic.
Maybe we could leap into it.
Leap, hop, skip, jump.
One of those.
One of those, whatever preference.
We should do one of those into it.
Into something, which is our content. Yeah,
that's true. So anyone that listens to the show knows that we are the first persons to ever talk about how Captain America was probably a virgin.
Definitely a virgin. He has to be a virgin.
So, since this is a world famous show and Kevin Feige watches us and listens to us and takes our input,
yes,
it was written into the first episode of She-Hulk that the character She-Hulk has a theory that Captain America was a virgin, and she talks about it in the show.
No!
And she's like, listen, Bruce, like, think about it. He wasn't getting laid before. He was too busy after. And then he's going from, he's frozen for 65 years. And he goes from world-ending event to world-ending event. When would he have
the time?
When would he have done it? And then the car crashes.
I love this. I love this so much. Dude, it started with us, though, man. It started with us.
We were the first people to point it out.
Yeah.
No one had ever talked about it before.
Are you being facetious, or are we actually the first ones to ever point it out?
No, this is going to be cut out of the show, okay? But a lot of people have talked about it before, but no, we were the first.
No, we were the first.
Yeah.
We were the
original.
Yes, we were. And that's even though the show is bold of you to say, I don't think that's bold of us to say.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's the least bold thing we've said.
No, yeah, it's borderline common knowledge at this point.
Yeah, it's like saying clean your room and saying that's something profound.
Or it's like
if someone
saying,
was to do that.
The earth is round. That's we started that too.
Yeah, if someone was to give advice that was just clean your room and then they presented that as something profound, that would be exactly as stupid as that.
That's this bit, yes.
As saying that's bold of you to say.
Yes.
Yes. So, pay up, Marvel.
Yeah, come on, motherfuckers.
So, I've talked about the Steam Deck before on the show a lot. I've covered from announcement to announcing that it's delayed to announcing that it's delayed again to announcing that it's delayed again. But it's actually, they've been ramping up production. And I'm happy about that. That's good.
How about that?
Actually, we have good news.
What's up?
This time. So they actually announced twice. They were like, we're ramping up production. We're getting units out there. Then they were like, yeah, we're going even further. We are frankly speeding up.
Wow.
I got mine. I got my email that it was like, yours is available. You can buy it. I put in my deposit last September. This is my goddamn electric car, Bruce. I got my goddamn electric car.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
So is it as powerful as a PC or what?
Yeah, it is a PC basically.
Oh.
Yeah. And
that's pretty neat.
Yeah, it starts at $400, which
that's manageable.
Yeah.
That's like a console. Yeah, that's a console.
Yeah, for the performance and for that's what you would pay on the lowest end.
Yeah.
For a PC that can like functionally play games, right?
Bro, let me put it this way.
And that's just for the PC. But this has like a controller, a screen, everything built in. It's a contained unit.
The computer I'm currently recording on actually was roughly $2,000. Granted, it does a lot of other things too, but it still lags on Minecraft.
Yeah. Yeah, the Steam Deck, it's like primarily a gaming thing, but it is also a computer. You can plug it into a monitor.
Yeah.
You can plug in a keyboard, you can dock it, use it like a normal computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
So I need to open up about something, Alex.
Yes.
So I feel the adultness of life starting to just destroy me.
Yeah.
Which is that I'm like, hey, I should download Steam on my computer, and I should download or buy Fallout 3 in New Vegas and just play them. Just because I've gotten really into the lore, I think the gameplay would be fun too. And then I'm like, my adult brain is saying, Gavin, you need all the money you can get when you get to college. One.
Yeah.
One, when will you have time to play these games? 2. And 3, you also need to have a social life along with the extracurriculars you're going to be doing. When will you have time to play Fallout?
Look, that's true. Well, I think it's still on sale. So if you just get Fallout 3, let me see.
My point is,
if you just want to do one, I think you should be allowed one. Fallout 3 Game of the Year Edition is on sale for $6.59, so like less than $7.
That's like Taco Bell money.
That's Taco Bell money. That is less than what I pay for dinner a lot of times.
Bros at Bethesda were originally selling this game on console for like $60.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you just want to like...
This is a 10-fold decrease.
Yeah, if you just want to put down your lunch money and get yourself this game, treat yourself before college starts while you have the time. You know, if you just put in like a couple days worth of TikToks, you know, you can have this game done.
I don't make TikToks, Alex! I don't make TikToks!
I mean, like, worth of watching TikTok, you know?
Yeah, I don't even watch... I watch dumb videos on YouTube.
The time that you put into that, you can put it into Fallout 3, get it done in like a few days, and then you can worry about adult stuff. Then you can go to college and, you know, have a career or whatever.
And get my credit card.
Yeah.
And use it to buy...
student debt, get into credit card
vegetables.
debt. Fucking, I'll beat you up, put you in medical debt. I mean...
Hell.
You're a triple threat.
I'll kill your parents.
Yeah.
And I'll take their identities, and then I'll use all the money to buy 1 million copies of Fallout 3.
I'll kill you.
I'll fucking kill you. I think one of the funniest
I'll blow up your house.
I'll blow up the city.
Yeah, hold on.
I'm gonna blow up the city.
What is that from, anyway?
It's from Spider-Man 2.
Who says it?
Doc Ock, before he turns into Doc Ock.
That's really funny.
Yeah, it's the scene when he's talking to Peter and his wife is there, and he's like...
Oh, and they're like drinking coffee.
And he's like, Rose, can you believe it? He thinks I'm gonna blow up the city. He thinks...
I'm gonna blow up the city.
I love that.
That's
I love
great.
That so much.
I love it.
Yeah, but I'm so good at talking
adulting.
Adulting. I'm so good at talking myself out of having fun.
Yeah, you got to stop that.
I'm so good at being like...
What if you died tomorrow?
If I died tomorrow, I would be so relieved.
Yeah, I'd be glad that we got this episode done.
Yeah, me too. I'd be like, hey, I'd be on my last breath would be like, at least we got the episode done.
I need to write down my recommendation of the week.
Recommendation of the week.
Wait. It's my turn to pick a movie.
Oh, fuck.
Anyway, yeah, buy Fallout. Like, just do it.
Is Fallout 3 the one that plays, I don't want to set the world on fire? Is that Fallout 3? Or is that Fallout 4?
It's one or both of those. I think there's a lot of overlap in the soundtrack, but it's still like the same vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, I'm getting mine probably by the end of next week. I'm getting my Steam Deck. I'm really excited for that. I got the middle tier model.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I personally wouldn't recommend getting the base model, like as cheap as it is at $400.
A little skinny there.
Well, the only difference really is the storage. So the base model has 64 gigabytes of eMMC storage, which is like the shit that they put in like those like, $100 Walmart laptops.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but eMMC stands for Eat My Massive Cock, right?
Yeah, it shouts at you. It says, "Eat my massive cock," and it kisses your mother in front of you.
Yeah, with the dick in her hand, though. Like,
but it also is like a slower kind of storage.
Okay.
Yeah, but the 2 tiers above it have NVMe SSDs, which are a lot faster.
My vagina might.
It's NVMe.
Oh shit. Nice vagina. Give me a sec.
Nice vagina Microsoft Excel. That's what it stands for, actually.
Oh, goddamn.
Yeah,
man, I don't use the term master comedian often, but man, this show, woo, dude, we're popping off.
Oh yeah, we'll say anything. You can't cancel us,
dude. Yeah.
Check out our show in the Daily Wire about how we're being silenced.
We're small, and we don't really say anything that controversial, honestly.
Yeah, we say very agreeable things.
and when we do say something that's generally disagreeable, we mention that we're joking.
Yeah.
At least I do.
Well, it's too late to say. It's too late to change the title to agreeable of you to say. I already filed the patents. I already.
Yeah.
The merch is already in the warehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not selling it. I'm just.
We already sold T-shirts, man. Like, what can I say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, have you been following this stuff with HBO Max?
I haven't. Please inform me.
Yeah, so like, I'm sure if you just go on Twitter, like you'll find someone talking about it because it's such a big thing.
HBO Max fuck someone's mom.
Yeah, they fucked someone's mom, and then they merged with Discovery. Did you at least hear about the merger?
I vaguely remember the aftertaste of hearing that.
Yeah, so Warner Brothers and Discovery are merging and becoming, I think, Warner Discovery or Discovery, whatever. They're lazily merging their names. And so they both have streaming services, HBO Max and Discovery Plus.
Yeah.
And they're like trying to sort out, like, basically like custody. It's like a reverse divorce, but it's somehow worse.
Before we go on, I just want to point out how streaming services are just basically becoming TV again.
They are. They really are. Yeah.
Like,
so Warner Brothers and Discovery are like sorting out their shit, right? They have all these shows. Did you hear about the Batgirl movie? They were making a Batgirl movie.
They're like in the midst.
So they got through pre-production.
Yeah.
And then guess what?
They're like, hey, we're merging. Cancel it.
No. Then they did production. But then guess what?
Okay. Hey, we're merging, cancel it.
Then they got into post-production, and then guess what? Then they were like, hey, we're merging, shut it down, we're canceling this.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
This movie was made. Move. This movie was made. They put like $100 million into it. Hold on, let me get an estimate. Batgirl budget $90 million.
Yeah, man.
$90 million was put into this movie. And so like the rationale for this stuff is that they're trying to save money.
It's okay, Alex. It's okay because the person who's on the top of HBO Max got his bonus. So everything's fine.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's like cuz they're saying that it's to save money. Right? They don't want to go through all the expense of like putting this movie out and like, finishing the editing.
I mean, I get it if it's like we don't want to go through the legal expenses of figuring out who gets what share of this movie.
Sure.
With the merger.
Sure, but they had a chance. I kind of get that,
but still.
They had a chance of making a profit off of it before, but now there is no chance. That is $90 million in the hole for this movie that people wanted to see.
Okay, how about this? What if there's just some rich dude, or like, I don't know, even a GoFundMe that's just like, buy the rights of this movie from these dudes. buy the rights, just the rights, and then just release it for free.
Yeah, well, I wish that we didn't have this like capitalist organization of production, because like if it wasn't for this corporation like being more willing to throw out the movie than go through the trouble of putting it out, like if it wasn't for them wanting to hold on to their like capital and, you know, basically like hog shit, right? They could just say, hey, we don't want to go through the trouble of putting this out. Like, just fucking have the footage.
Yeah.
Like, have the footage. Then, finish it like, for us. And then watch it if you want.
Well, that's the thing, though. Like, I just, a part of me just doesn't understand why you would make a movie and then just toss it. And a part of me kind of understands why you would hold on to an asset like that, though. Like, if you want to eventually release it later, like, it makes some sense just to be like, it's finished, but we're going to put it on the back burner for now.
Maybe.
Until we get the legal stuff sorted out. They
haven't said anything about wanting to, like, put it off. Like, it's just indefinitely canceled.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Yeah. If it wasn't for, like, people worried about maintaining the value of their assets, like, if it was just about the art, like, they could just be like, hey, here's the footage. Here's a fucking Dropbox link. Like, there's so many people out there that have, like, a passion for this that would be willing.
Who would go frame by frame to finish it up.
People will rotoscope shit. Like people have the ability and the willingness to put in the work to finish this because they like the character.
Too? You know what else might be an issue? Because I'm pretty sure actors get a cut of box office sales.
Yeah. But there's going to be no box office sales.
Exactly. That's the issue. It might be in their contracts that they have to get box office sales, which requires them to put it into the box office.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that might be why they can't.
Well, actually, this wasn't going to be theatrically released. It was an HBO Max project.
Oh. See, I keep on bringing like valid points to you, Alex, and you keep on hitting me with reality and making shit shittier.
I'll warp reality if it makes you feel better.
Because, like, if it was going to be released in theaters, I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, because actors get to cut a box office and box office, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, and we've gone through stuff like that before, like Disney Plus releasing Black Widow. Like, that had a whole issue with box office cuts.
Yeah. And, you know what, I mean, and I want to mention that, like, make a point with that, too. That kind of thing really shows how even actors can sometimes be the small guy.
Yeah.
Right? Like, actors like, no, I did the work for this movie, I deserve my cut of the pay.
Yeah. Also, right? VFX artists should be unionized.
Yeah. Oh, and I just recently heard there's a pharmacy technician union now.
That's good.
That's awesome. If I become a pharmacy technician again, I will definitely try to start a union.
That's good.
Or future employers who might employ me as a pharmacy technician. I'm just joking.
Ooh, I don't like unions. They just take a cut of your paycheck and they don't do nothing. And I know that you have the best interest in mind, and I know you know better than me. And
I know you know more about what you need than I do. But
I know that you're a corporation looking out for your moneyed interests. But I trust you to look after me too.
Yeah. Dude, my last days at CVS, dude, my give a damn was so far. Like, there was this, like, one final question. It's like an interrogation at CVS when you're going through a transaction. There's like a million questions. But one of the last questions was, would you like to make a donation to Feeding America?
Hey, you want a credit card?
Yeah. But instead of saying that, I said, do you want to make a donation to CVS Trust Fund?
That's great.
Or
Did you get in trouble for that?
Said that. No, I was leaving. It was like my last week. What are you going to do? Fire me?
Hey, you want to buy the CEO a new yacht?
Yeah. Well, no, I said that. Or would you like to donate to CVS's tax break?
That's great.
Because that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's like, they do not fucking care about poor, hungry people. They don't. They don't, bro.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah. Like, if you are worried about like donating to charity and helping the little guy, don't do it at the checkout line. Just do it directly to them.
Why do you need patients who are buying stuff to actually make themselves better? Why would you need patients to donate to Feeding America? One, where they could do it on their own volition. And two, when CVS, being a big Fortune 500 company, could just donate $1 million anyway.
Yeah, it's like when like celebrities, like millionaire celebrities, tweet out GoFundMe links.
I don't get it.
It's like, hey, your yearly income is a drop in the bucket for me, but chuck in a few bucks for this cancer patient here when I could pay for their entire treatment.
Dude, I remember, I think it was, I forget if it was Facebook or Microsoft did something like that, and they said, like, if we reach, like, $25,000 in donations, but you also have to sign up for this Microsoft thing. If we get this many signups, we'll donate $1 million to this.
Yeah. Just donate.
People were like, yeah, well, people were like, fuck you, just donate.
Yeah.
And Microsoft, and, like, a lot of people just, like, who were already signed up for the thing that they wanted people to sign up for, canceled their accounts, and were like, no, fuck you.
Yeah.
And Microsoft was like, they put out a public statement. They're like, hey, we realized this is kind of tone deaf.
Yeah. Like, I want to be clear, like, when celebrities do it, like, they have a lot of money, but I don't expect them to, like, put all of their money into charity or whatever. But, like, if you're going to tweet out a link like that, like, at least put in a proportional amount to what you expect me to put in.
Well, you also, yeah, there's that. And
like, if I'm supposed to put in like $10 into this, like, you should put in like 10,000, right? Like, if it's proportional to our incomes.
I mean, I would even go as far as to say, if you're going to ask patients to round up their total to Feeding America, you should at least double that.
Yeah,
on
match
behalf
it.
of CVS. Because usually it's like between 2 and 5 cents anyway.
Yeah.
Right? What is triple 5 cents? 15 cents.
Yeah.
Right? Even that's kind of a spit in the face, honestly, but still.
Yeah. But yeah, there's actually more, there are more victims of the crossfire with this HBO merger, or the Warner Brothers merger.
Yeah, are they laying off a lot of people?
Well, that too. But also, do you know the show Infinity Train?
No, but continue.
Yeah, I think it's a bit more niche. I mean, it's popular, but I don't think a lot of, normies have heard of it. I only heard of it because I know someone that's really into it. But It was a Cartoon Network show that was put on HBO Max. It was actually like taken off the network, I think, after a couple seasons, and then it was just streaming only. Mm-hmm. But it has 4 seasons. It's kind of like an anthology thing. It's about this train. It's one of those kind of like sci-fi concepts where like you get on the train and you have to like work through some personal shit, right? And then like the train goes on forever. There's all these different cars with different themes, and some of them are like entire civilizations within this train car.
Yeah.
It's like cool sci-fi shit like that. I've watched like a season and a half of it. It's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's canceled. But not only that, it is also not on HBO Max anymore. It's not on Cartoon Network. Every video featuring Infinity Train has been taken off of YouTube. Like all of the official ones, I mean. All social media posts about Infinity Train are off the internet. The DVD listings are taken down. There are no mentions. There are no official mentions of this show at all. They're like trying to gaslight us into thinking it never existed.
The people who now have DVDs of, what is it, Infinity Train?
Yeah.
People who now have DVDs of Infinity Train, those things have just shot up in value.
Yeah, after hearing about it yesterday, I looked on eBay and I was like, well, if I got to see if I can get a copy of this.
Yeah.
Like just to preserve it. Because it's not going to be anywhere except for like pirating websites. Mm-hmm. And I looked and there were 2, I think there was one listing on eBay. It was an auction for like the season 2 DVD. And it was like $200.
Yeah.
It was like well over $200.
Yep.
And like people were still bidding on it.
Yep.
On Amazon, I think you can get season 1 and then season 2 is listed, but it's listed as out of stock.
That's great.
Yeah. I was able to get it through a shady Google Drive link on Twitter.
Weird.
Yeah, so I do have it in glorious 360p because there was never a Blu-ray release. There's never been an official HD release of this show, only on streaming.
Blu-ray, by the way? What is Blu-ray, by the way?
Like what is it like at all?
Like, what's the difference between that and like DVD?
So DVDs are 480p, they're standard definition, and Blu-rays are 1080p.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so like all of the HD movies that I have on Plex, those are DVD rips.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's basically, they're built differently too. Blu-rays have like a coating on the disc that makes them harder to scratch.
Okay.
And DVD players don't play Blu-rays. They can't play Blu-rays. But
is this too much information?
But it's like a different like disc
format?
Architecture.
Okay.
And also probably like, you know, too high of a bit rate too, like different processors and stuff. But Blu-ray players can play DVDs. So it's backwards compatible.
All right. So if you just have a Blu-ray player, you're good. You're set.
Yeah. But also if you have like a PlayStation 3 or a PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5.
You got a Blu-ray player.
Yeah, it has a Blu-ray player built in.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I think PlayStation 3s for a while, well, don't quote me on this. I know PlayStation 2s were the most popular DVD player when they came out. PlayStation 3s might have repeated that with Blu-ray.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's because Sony owns the technology. So they were just like, we'll put it in our shit. Like,
fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it.
I love when things are just
Xbox
like
is also
like that.
can play Blu-rays, but it's a more complicated process. You have to like download a separate application.
Okay.
But yeah, that's basically the difference. Close Enough is another show that got canceled after 3 seasons. It's a really good... Do you know Regular Show?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. Same creator, same voice actor.
Okay.
It's basically the same vibe as Regular Show, but it's more like adult. There's swearing. There's...
Okay.
It's a great show. And it got canceled after 3 seasons. And it is also no longer on HBO Max. I looked it up just before we recorded.
Gotta love them.
Yeah, and that one actually never got a physical release at all. No DVD, no Blu-ray.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
So
wow.
If you want to watch it, just go fuck yourself.
You know, there should be some like
it is listed. I will say it is listed. Like you can buy the episodes and the seasons like on iTunes or Google Play.
Yeah.
I don't recommend that because it merges the worst parts of streaming with the worst parts of buying physical releases.
Yeah.
Because you have to pay for it like a physical release. But unlike a physical release and like streaming, it can just be taken down whenever. You're only buying the license to stream it.
You know, and correct me if this is already a thing. I just feel like when there are mergers... Sorry, I'm yawning. Sorry, I had a yawn there. I feel like when there are mergers like this, there should be some sort of like ethics committee on there might be some government part of it, like regulation with regards to like, I don't know, stuff and things. But just to make sure that the fans are like served well.
Yeah.
Right? Just to make sure like, not even like a PR thing, just to make sure like the fans get what they either paid for or what they have been held on a line for a long time.
Yeah, well, also it's important for like archiving and preservation.
Yeah, for sure.
Like these shows, like Close Enough, especially because it doesn't have a physical release. Like its existence is at the will of Warner Brothers, and if they decide we don't want to host it on HBO Max anymore, like they did, they can just stop hosting it, and then you have no official legal way to watch it.
Yeah.
You have official legal way to watch it that we can condone. We cannot condone going to certain websites or seeking out Google Drive links.
No.
We cannot condone that because it's illegal and it's wrong.
It's
very
WRONG.
Very wrong.
It is
not morally correct in instances like this.
Guys, illegally pirating DVDs and cartoons is RONG.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's RONG.
It's incorrect to do. We cannot condone it.
No, just say it's RONG.
It's RONG. That's not how you spell wrong. Is that like a different...
That's the point, Alex!
Oh,
That's the point!
Okay. I just don't know what the joke is.
It's because it's like, I'm not actually saying it's wrong, but I'm saying it's wrong.
Oh, I see you.
English is stupid. Why should I follow its rules?
It is, yeah.
It's
HBO
really,
Max is stupid.
Yeah, English and HBO Max are each
independently
stupid.
I think a simple solution would be like if you are like a major corporation like Warner Brothers is, or Disney or Apple or any other of these media companies, and you have like a streaming service and you have these like massively popular like shows and movies. I mean, I don't know if like I would extend it to every release on these platforms, but definitely the ones with like a following, at least, right? Yeah. There should be some kind of rule, some way to enforce these shows and movies getting physical releases, right? At least for the big ones, you know, make it so that they have to have some kind of DVD and or Blu-ray available so people can buy it and, you know, preserve it, keep it in their collections, watch it years down the line, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or at the very least, like, you know, some like websites you can like buy, or like some like smaller like indie, you know, like producers. Like Louis C.K. does this with his specials now that he's like not on Netflix or anything. Like you can buy his specials and you can download them. Yeah. So do something like that. Have it so you can like buy.
But if you don't agree with Louis C.K., don't do that with his stuff.
Yeah, if you don't agree with him, don't support him. If you don't want, do whatever you want. I'm just listing that as an example of a model that can be done, right? So if you have this could be good with like smaller productions, right? Yeah, stuff that isn't, you know, big enough to justify a physical release. Make it so that people can at least buy and then download the episodes or the movies, and then they can host it on something like Plex.
Yeah, well, but that, you know, that is an issue because then it also goes down to like who owns the rights to the thing for streaming. What I think should be done.
Well, like with that, you're not buying the rights or anything. You're just buying a license to download this media. Yeah, it's already a solved problem.
So then, what is Plex then?
Plex, it's just a program that you can use to host your own files.
Okay.
So like other people can it's legal for me to back up my movie collection, make a digital backup of it. And then I can use Plex to read those files. And if I'm logged into the same account, I can stream from my Plex server. Oh. That's what Plex is.
That's really neat.
Yeah, so I have Jonathan, my server, in the living room. Yeah. And I have all of my movie files on him. I have my TV show files. And I just use Plex to stream the files from that server.
So, I mean, with relevance to streaming services, I see a very large need for some sort of general, just very loose, I wouldn't say very loose, but very just general regulation when it comes to how you can or cannot cancel or how you can or cannot put on hold certain projects. Because at the end of the day, like the people who paid a subscription to see the content, right? And if you just cancel it, especially if they're just trying to see the content, right? Yeah. It undermines that transaction.
Yeah. I would also like to see a more streamlined, quick way, you know, for things to go into the public domain. Like the way that it is now, it's like, you know, like 1,000 years after the artist's death or whatever, it goes into the public domain. It's like a ridiculously long time. It's like 90 years after the artist's death. Yeah. Stuff goes into the public domain.
It used to be like 50 years, but thanks to Disney, it's been extended.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know if it was 50 years. It was, either way, it was a lot sooner.
It was just supposed to be long enough for the person who made the idea to make a buck and retire.
Yeah. Yeah. And now Disney has like warped that. They're like Weekend at Bernie's-ing Walt Disney's frozen head. And they're like, this guy needs to earn money from his creations. Yeah. It's like, are you the guy? Well, we have the same name as him. We stole his name and his likeness, and we claim his art as our own.
His corpse. We desecrated his corpse. Yeah. So that makes us him.
Yeah. Yeah. Corporations are people. Remember that.
Yeah. I mean, legally.
Yeah.
Which
legally
is
speaking.
Unfortunate because you never see, like, you see corporations getting sued, right? Mm-hmm. But you never see individuals who are in charge of making those decisions get punished.
Yeah. Yeah, they can hide behind the whole corporations are people thing.
Right.
It's almost like that decision was made on behalf of those corporations. It's crazy. It's almost like it only benefits them. Crazy. I'm starting to think that the government is corrupt. I don't know about you, but I'm starting to think that.
Well, I mean, going back to what I was saying about streaming services. Sorry, I agree with you. But I think there should be I wouldn't say like a union, but definitely a regulatory thing.
Or a union.
Or like, I mean, I'm not even saying a union. I'm just saying like an organization or something that has, I mean, yeah, I guess a union that has a lot of power with the streaming services.
Yeah, like a union of artists.
I guess so. Like, hey, if you're not going to serve the fans correctly, or stand by the terms of your subscription service,
yeah,
we're not going to make content for you.
Yeah, well,
and you're
so I think
fire us.
I think these corporations, instead of allowing them to just hoard assets and like sit on them and keep them from the public and from their creators, like the creators of these shows are like one of them tweeted out like, hey, this sucks. Like, I can pirate this show if I want. Like, I can pirate my own show, but my kids can't do that.
Yeah.
You know, I believe that if Warner Brothers isn't going to use these assets or like, you know, these shows, these characters, whatever, like the rights should lapse back to the creators. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
like if Warner Brothers cancels like Close Enough or Infinity Train, and in addition, they have no solid plans or no plans at all to actually use these shows again or air these shows again, like it should go back to the artists, the people that created them. You know, the rights should go back and they should decide when and where and how they want this show to be viewed.
I think that's fair. I think a better way to standardize that practice would be like, imagine if you would like a hill, right? Like a hump or a hill, right? And let's say they're working on a new project, and it's not yet over that hump where it's going into the final stages of production to being finalized.
Like Batgirl?
Let's say it gets like I mean, yeah, let's say it's like it's over the hump. They just have to do some like final finishing up stuff, right? If it's over that hump, they can't cancel it. They're not allowed to cancel it.
Yeah.
Right? Even if a merger happens, they have to see it through to release. Now, if it's not over that hump, right, and it's still in the heavy stages of production and pre-production.
Well, I think the threat of the rights lapsing would then incentivize them.
Just listen. If it's not yet over that hump and they cancel it, the rights go back to the creators who are working on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good structure, a good way to do it. You know, even if you don't want to say, like, you know, Warner Brothers has to go through with it, you could say, all right, you don't have to go through with it, but the rights will lapse.
The rights go to the creator. Yeah.
Then they'll be like,
yeah, I think that's fair.
Well, shit. And then they decide if it's worth it.
Yeah.
And then either way, we get it. We get to view it.
And the only thing that's kind of difficult to gauge about that is, like, what you determine to be over the hump in terms of production, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, you can go into the logistics of it, right? Like, you can go into the logistics of the production and figure out why it may or may not be difficult than other productions, or why it may or may not be easier than other productions, and determine where you are in that process. But it's doable. That's doable.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you can just go to the director and be like, hey, where are we?
Yeah. I mean, I think at any stage of production, if you're going to cancel the project, I think it's fair for the rights to go back to the creator. Then they can decide, is it worth it for me to put in the time, the effort, and the money to finish this project?
Yeah.
Or do I want to sell it to another studio or what?
Exactly. Well, what I'm thinking is, like, once it's over that hump, the service, the studio that's making it has to finish it and pay people for finishing it and finalize the work and release it.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's what fans have paid for if you've done a streaming service, right?
Yeah.
But if it's not worth the investment for what may be happening in the current financial context, then they should lapse the rights over back to the creators if they choose to finish it up.
Yeah. Yeah, and this situation that we're in right now isn't good for anyone. It's not good for the viewers because obviously we don't get to watch these shows.
Corporations that own the rights.
It's not good for the creators because now they're getting screwed out of, one, having their art viewed and seen, and two, they're not getting residuals. That's the whole reason this stuff happened. The whole reason that these shows were taken down and canceled is because they didn't want to, like, pay out the residuals. It was also a tax thing too, But a big part is they don't want to pay the creators for having their shows seen. So they're just like, we won't have anything about this show out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like they're just making a string of the worst financial decisions ever, because they were doing fine, at least as far as I know. Like things were fine before the merger.
Well, here's the thing. Like, the thing that I think you and I would somewhat agree with, like, capitalism, is that, it's fair in the sense, it should be fair in the sense that when you take a risk, it can go good and it can go bad. Right.
Yeah, that's why I get so mad at like landlords when they're like if something goes wrong with a property and they're like, you got to pay for this. It's like, bro, what do I pay you rent for?
Yeah.
You took the risk. That's why I pay you, right? That's what you say.
And so I see a lot of corporations, especially streaming services now, and like non-essential stuff. Like, you won't die if you don't see your TV show, but still, it's the principle. I see them wanting to take risks, but not having to deal with the repercussions.
Yeah, I mean, that's
like
all. That's
everyone
all
else has to do, just like everyone else has to do, right?
Yeah.
And not only that, but like the greed gets into it when they don't want to deal with the repercussions, and then when the repercussions happen, they don't want to pay for it.
Yeah. Yeah, no one hates capitalism more than capitalists when they have to take a loss.
Yeah. Yeah. Funny how that works, isn't it?
Crazy.
Like the whole Robinhood fiasco.
Yeah.
Yeah. When Reddit started fucking I forget the exact term, but they started doing some funny shit to the GameStop.
Yeah, that the hedge funds were trying to short sell GameStop stock.
And Reddit was stopping them from doing that. It was so great.
Yeah, they were like pushing the value down. Then everyone on Reddit was like, wait, I see what they're doing here. We should buy in now. So then they like have to buy back, because that's the plan. They want to buy it back at the lowest price.
Yeah.
Let's hold the stock. Let's make them buy it from us. And then Robinhood was like, no. We don't exist to serve you. We exist to serve them.
And it's funny because even like that situation like was looked down upon bipartisanly. Like, you had the likes of Ted Cruz and AOC actually agreeing on something.
Yeah. Yeah, because like
Ted Cruz, the dude who like actively tries to destroy female rights and tries to be a lapdog to Trump.
Yeah, professional dildo banner, Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz and professional dominatrix / Congresswoman AOC.
Yeah.
She's not a dominatrix, but Ben Shapiro said something one time, and now we all see her like that.
Yeah. Ben Shapiro was saying in every way except with his words, AOC, I want you to step on me.
Yeah, step on my balls.
Yeah.
In your high
Let's just say,
shoes.
hypothetically, you stepped on my balls.
And I said, hypothetically, yes, mommy, more.
Yeah. But yeah, the whole Robinhood situation, it only benefits Robinhood. Everyone else, from like the hardest left, like socialist or communist, to the furthest right anarcho-capitalist, sees that, and they see Robinhood as the villain.
Yeah.
Robinhood is really not living up to their name, actually.
No, and that was a really bad PR thing.
They were stealing from the poor and giving to the rich.
Giving to the rich. How about that?
That's irony right there.
Right. So did the hedge funds get what they wanted then at the end of the day?
I don't remember how exactly it ended.
I hope there was at least some cog in the system.
Yeah. Well, actually, now that I think of it, I think a few hedge funds like went out of business. And they tried to like play for sympathy. They were trying to be like, look at what you've done to us. Now we have to find jobs at other hedge funds. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Do it.
You took a risk and that risk didn't pay off.
Oh, or you could get a real job, you fucking bum.
And like, I want to make a comparison here, but before I make this comparison, I want to say like, I respect law enforcement. But it's like when like law enforcement officers like are really like offended at the risks that they take every day to defend the Constitution. And it's like, yeah, that's what you signed up for.
Blue lives matter. It's like, I mean, okay, you can take off the blue.
But
you
like, you're
wear
allowed to
the
quit.
blue.
You know that, right? You chose this job.
Like, you don't know the risks that I take. I could.
You should know. Yeah.
When I start shooting at people, sometimes they shoot back. It's like, get a different
Sometimes
job.
people are dangerous. Yeah, you're a cop.
That's like
That's your
firefighters.
job.
It's like if firefighters were like, you don't know the risks that we take. Sometimes we have to rescue people from burning buildings.
I've never heard a firefighter complain about that.
They don't.
though.
They don't do that because they're good and based. Firefighters
Yeah.
are up here. Cops way out of frame.
You know, I feel like firefighters are a good mix of like manly responsibility and also like a true honest goal.
Yeah. Yeah, firefighters, as far as I know, are just good.
They're fine.
They're
They're
just
cool, yeah.
It's a good institution. It's something that we concretely, materially need.
Yeah.
You know, we need law enforcement, like, in a vague sense. Like, we need people to make sure that, like, you know, Two-Face isn't out there taking hostages and robbing banks, right? Like,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
need something to stop that from happening. Now, do we need a group of, you know, hopped up guys with warrior training trying to stop a mental health crisis? And like, do we need a ragtag group of militia members that shoot dogs? No.
What I say we need a law enforcement official who whose job is mainly to enforce laws that are being violated, to deal with a mental health crisis. No. What I say we need someone who's been trained to deal with mental health crises, and
like
who isn't
some kind
also
of
armed.
social worker.
Like some kind of person who knows how to handle those situations.
Do we need a man with a gun and warrior training to buy weed from someone and then arrest that person for selling them weed?
Selling weed?
Probably not.
No.
I'd say we probably
I
don't
would
need
say
that.
no. I'd say no.
Yeah, I don't think we need that.
But I would like to preface this by saying, like, law enforcement is needed. Yeah. Like, we need someone who at the end of the day will be like, no, you need to stop at a stoplight.
Yeah.
That's necessary.
Like, we need law enforcement. Yes. Do we need stormtroopers? No. No. But we do need someone to put out fires.
Yes.
We do need someone
constantly.
to drive a big red truck really fast down the street, really
Big honking red
loud,
truck.
not caring
yeah.
who's in the way. We need them rushing to the burning building and just shooting water at it, rescuing cats and dogs. You know,
I've never heard of water killing anyone. Except it does kill a lot of people a year, but not for, like, it's not intent there.
kills fire.
No one shoots. I've never heard of someone shooting water hard enough to kill someone.
Say what you will, water is the number one way to put out fire.
I would agree with that.
That's
Yeah.
bold of me to say. I know.
I mean, and when I said I've never heard of water being shot hard, like I know, like, back in the 60s they would shoot, like, water
now that you
cannons
mention
at
it.
protesters.
Now
So,
that you mention it.
I'd redact
They
that
probably
statement,
still
actually.
do that. Actually.
They probably still do that sometimes. So, with that said,
They probably do water bursts between rubber bullets right into reporters' eyes.
that should be illegal if you're going into a fire hydrant.
What do you
know
mean?
what I mean? Because, like, if you're a cop and you're trying to put down a protest or something, or a riot or whatnot, like, fire hydrants are for when a house is on fire,
Oh, yeah.
not for fucking people.
Yeah, that's misuse of city resources.
That's misuse of city resources.
Yeah.
Like, also deadly too. Like what the fuck?
Yeah. Anyway, firefighters, mostly based.
I like them.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool.
Warner Brothers, Discovery, not based.
Fuck,
Very
bro.
cringe.
Come on, man. Yeah.
Yeah. My takeaway is try and buy physical media for shows that you like if there's a physical release, you know, just in case. I bought the first 2 seasons of Harley Quinn like a month ago, and I was like, I probably don't need this, but, you know, I got a decent price for it. You know, I got Blu-ray, so it's, you know, good quality. And now I'm like, I'm kind of glad that I did that, because, like, you never know. Like, people
never know.
have been saying this. Like, you never know when they could just take stuff down, but now it's happening.
Yeah.
Like, now we are in the midst of watching a streaming service collapse. Like, this might be the end of HBO Max. Like, I know that they're trying to reshuffle stuff. I just remembered another part of this. Like, they're trying to, like, work on their marketing, right? And they're, like, you know, comparing numbers, and they're like, seems like men like HBO Max and women like Discovery Plus. So now they're like reshuffling what goes on what. So like, the thing is like,
You have to pay for now 2 separate things. Like,
yeah, we got the boy streaming service and we got the girl streaming service. Like one of them gets like the Big Bang Theory, one of them gets the Cooking Channel. Anyway, I see a lot of people canceling their HBO Max subscriptions.
yeah.
I don't see this working out very well financially.
But I do like seeing Netflix slowly eat shit.
I do like that. I do.
That's fun.
The thing with streaming is that it only works if you have a monopoly.
Yeah. Well,
otherwise
also,
it's a very risky venture and you will not make money.
Because Netflix was making a bunch of money and they're like, great, we'll make a cash cow by making our own content. And then all their content turned out to be fucking shit.
Yeah. The Netflix, the comedy specials were fine.
I mean, yeah, but those were like, that's a comedian.
Yeah, like, it's not like Netflix really putting in the work.
They're not the thinky part. They're the streamy part.
Yeah.
And like they try to make their own shit and they're like, oh, turns out you need talent to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't just like make some little like drawings and
turns out throwing money at problems is not a good way to make money.
The Soviet Union learned that.
Yeah, so Netflix, like, I don't feel bad for them. I don't know.
No.
Like, they could
it's like they're kind of old news, honestly. Yeah. Netflix. Like, if someone's like, "Hey guys, we can go on Netflix," I'm like,
Yeah, I mean, I like the service and everything.
Come over and we can watch Netflix. I'm like,
I'm just kind of over streaming services because it's like you said earlier, they're becoming cable.
Basically, without commercials.
Yeah. I mean, I have HBO Max.
Some of them
have
ads. Yeah.
Hulu has ads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think the only streaming services that I have that I use that don't have ads are probably Disney Plus and Netflix. And even Netflix is considering doing ads. Mm-hmm. Disney Plus, they can afford not having ads. By the way, they are raising their prices, I think, next year. But yeah, they can afford it because they're fucking Disney.
You know what?
The only way that streaming works as a business model is if you have a monopoly. I don't even know how they make money.
Or have really good content.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to be the only name and you need to have good content to justify. But I don't get like how it works out financially, right? So like what I don't get is like how individual shows get like a box office number or individual movies get a box office number. Like I get like they count the number of streams, right? But how does that translate to money?
That should be quantified differently. You've already paid. It's like, so imagine like this. Imagine if instead of going to a theater to watch a movie, you just paid the theater for a random seat in a random movie. Or not a random movie, but any movie that they're showing at any given time.
Here's what it's more like. It's like if you go to a theater and you're like, here's $10. I'm gonna see a movie. Yeah. Yeah, and then it's like, then they just like track whoever goes to what movie, and it's like, I don't know. Like,
but then some people are like, I'm gonna watch a movie, but at a time that you don't know, and I might be in different places.
Yeah, so like I know that the idea is like, let's say Warner Brothers is like, we're gonna make the Suicide Squad. And then we're going to get people to subscribe to HBO Max and they're going to, keep watching stuff and they're going to give us money. We're going to make another DC movie, put it on whatever, and, do whatever. Yeah. But like, if I pay yearly for HBO Max. So like, I put down $100 for HBO Max with ads for the whole year. Mm-hmm. And like, I'm watching whatever shows and then they make the Suicide Squad. And then I watch the Suicide Squad. Am I really contributing to their box office numbers?
And that's the thing, because you've already put up your money.
And what if I watch everything on HBO Max? Yeah, and I put down my what comes out to like a little under $10 a month.
Yeah,
how does my money divide like between all of that stuff? Like, there's no way that these services make money, and I know that they don't. Like, otherwise, they wouldn't be in so much trouble.
Here's the thing. What I think the way they make money is, it's not hard to like store like 8 seasons of a TV show on a server and then have someone access it.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
I mean, objectively, that's the principle of that is relatively rudimentary, right? And when you get a monthly payment from all the people who are trying to get into that and view that show that's on a server that you maintain, I can see how they would make a profit. And you just need enough people. It's like you'd have to graph it out kind of to see how many people you would need to make that profitable.
Yeah, well, there's two problems with that.
But here's the thing. Here's the other thing. Some of these streaming services don't own the right to what they have.
Yeah,
right?
a lot
so they
of
have
it's
to
licensed.
have some sort of insurance in case they get sued. They have to also pay the people who are maintaining their building, who are maintaining the servers, who are maintaining all that fun jazz. So I mean, there are a lot of hands in the pot here, and I think when it comes down to like all the hands in the pot and the risk that all these streaming services are taking, like, yeah, they're going to be hemorrhaging money. Of course they will be.
Yeah. Even on the maintenance side of it, like having the server, like servers aren't cheap to, I mean, maybe they're sort of cheap to obtain, but storage isn't cheap when you're talking about stuff on that scale.
Is it like getting it, like all the airflow right in a server room? Like, is that an issue?
It is.
Or
it's a massive issue.
So they have to build it specifically to make sure that everything stays cool.
They have like warehouses just for servers, these like big data centers.
Yeah.
So, like not only...
And then like routers and all that fun jazz.
Well, depending on the service, depending on what company is running it, they might be renting space in a data center. I don't know.
Yeah.
They might... Disney probably owns a lot of data centers, but it's not cheap to obtain servers and to maintain them, just like mechanically, like replacing parts here and there, like whatever.
Yeah.
You have to worry about HVAC. You have to worry about cooling all of these computers, and you have to worry about like bandwidth, like so many. If you're Disney, right, or let's say you're like Amazon, and you have a lot of people trying to stream your content, you have to worry about like getting it out, right? You have to have massive bandwidth.
Yeah.
And you have to have multiple servers. You have to have multiple data centers for like every region, to worry about getting the content out there in as little time as possible, and the highest quality possible. It's a big thing. That's why YouTube has been trying desperately to get as much like monetization as possible. Run as many ads as they can, get as many people on YouTube Premium. So like that is a massive issue, on top of actually producing the content. Like that's before you worry about
any content. What content are they producing?
Well,
right?
like Netflix has originals
on YouTube.
Not on YouTube,
but like
I'm talking about streaming generally as an industry.
Specific to YouTube, like what is YouTube making? That's not a drop in the bucket to what their servers have to hold.
Well, YouTube did experiment with doing original content.
Yeah, but like, who wants to buy YouTube Premium to watch Scare PewDiePie?
Well, like I pay for Premium because I don't like ads and I like being able to watch offline.
And that's fair, but like when I'm not at home, I don't want to be watching YouTube videos.
Sure.
Right? Like, and that's fair. I mean, sometimes I'm like on a bus or something, or I might be traveling.
But my point is that as an industry, streaming is, not profitable because like of all of the maintenance costs, but also paying your staff, paying for, producing whatever media or licensing media.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, I don't get, like, I get if you are Netflix and you're the only streaming service like in town, right? Like I get you're working towards being the one-stop shop that everyone goes to. If you can get everyone to pay for your service, then like the money works out. Yeah. But if you're only like one of like 10 streaming services, like how do you make money?
Well, and then
how do you even break even?
And then on top of that, like some of the creators that you have on your platform, right, are like, actually, I want to go to Amazon, or I want to go to HBO Max, or I want to go to Paramount Plus, right? And then you lose TV shows that are like big deals.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand how it works, like financially. It's a mystery to me. I figure it's only a matter of time before the entire industry of media streaming either collapses or has to change radically.
Just becomes TV again, doesn't it?
It's just becoming
TV again.
What if
fuck it?
What if instead of
I'm gonna just listen to radio again. Who cares? I'm gonna just listen to radio again. I'm gonna regress into radio again.
We're gonna start broadcasting
my radio
on
shows,
FM.
my soaps.
What if instead? Okay, so it's expensive maintaining these servers and having anyone be able to access whatever content at whatever time. So what if we just broadcast it? We broadcast, this show is running from this time to this time, and you can tune into the broadcast. It's so much cheaper to broadcast it like that. And what if we got all of these these streaming services on one, in one data center, and you can just pick what service you want, and you can pay for it like a bundle or a package, and then you can get it
like a
streamed to you via a cable.
Yeah.
And then we can sell these cable packages.
And then just in case we need some extra money to maintain stuff, we could have breaks maybe in between episodes or in between shows.
We
just
can have
for
these
people
commercial
ad
content.
breaks. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And we could get legacy media, we could get legacy networks, we could get NBC in here, and we could get their stuff, and they can have their own channels. I mean, streaming services.
But we could organize it as I don't know, a channel for the stream.
Well, we would have to have each one have its own number corresponding to where you want, where you're watching.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Describes television.
It's cable. They're just doing cable again.
Yeah.
We are regressing.
You know what? I remember this really funny George Harrison quote one time. He was on the Dick Van Dyke Show, and he was talking about television, and he's just like,
my friend wrote a song about an octopus.
My song wrote about an octopus. Now he said, he was just like, your commercial breaks are different because, in England, they have it as end of part 1. Now a brief break from our sponsors, right?
Mm-hmm.
In America, you guys just cut, and I don't know when the ad starts and the show I don't know when the show ends and the ad begins. It's all one big thing.
Yeah, it's there's no rules. It's there's no rules, and then they say this.
I dreamed I saw.
Oh, shit! Wrong, wrong. Jordan Peterson.
That wouldn't get through censors.
Then they say this.
What rules, you sons of bitches?
Because there's no rules.
I dreamed I saw my grandma playing with her son. Oh, man.
Anyway.
What's
going on, HBO?
So anyway, fucking Pennsylvania, they're doing a primary election.
Oh, is that the one where Dr. Oz is running?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm on the Fetterman train.
Dude, I've been on the Fetterman track. I remember when he lost his bid. I think he was trying to run for governor, and he lost. But I just love seeing a rich douchebag be just overclassed by a dude who only wears a hoodie.
Yeah. Dude, I remember when Dr. Oz was on TV, and my mom used to love watching his show, and I was like, it's kind of weird that the answer to this health problem just happens to be the people that paid to be on the show.
It's weird that he's saying that it's just beet juice.
You eat your poop and then you get healthy.
It seems like osteoporosis. It's a little bit more complex than that.
Yeah. No, it's been great seeing John Fetterman troll Dr. Oz so hard.
I love it.
Calling him a carpetbagger, bringing back that shit. He's
just trying to make a coup d'etat.
I saw that. Did I send you that video?
You did. No, I think I'd seen it, and then you sent it to me. But I wanted one person on the news show that I was just kind of watching it on. I wanted one person to be like, yeah, that's that thing Trump tried to do 2 years ago, right? A coup d'etat.
Coup d'etat. I love that video of Dr. Oz at the grocery store. At this grocery store that he hadn't been to for 20 years because he moved away a long time ago.
He doesn't he doesn't pick up his own groceries, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. He's awkwardly grabbing vegetables from the produce section. He's like, here's some
you can tell he
broccoli.
doesn't-
This is, whatever, $2.99. Here's some celery. This is this price. And then what was he? He was grabbing something.
Salsa and guacamole.
Oh yeah, salsa and guacamole. And he was like, this salsa is, whatever price, $7. This is
$6?
this is $20
Must be a
worth
shortage
of
of-
stuff, and that's before even the vodka. That's because of Joe Biden.
Yeah, well, it's funny too because he's just grabbing this stuff, and you can tell he's rich because he's grabbing it without looking at other options.
He's not even bagging it.
He's not even
He's
bagging
not
at
bagging
one.
the produce. Like, this is the produce section. This is not packaged
he just put
food.
that away, right? He just put it away and left.
Yeah,
He wasn't making a coup d'etat, guys.
he was like grabbing this stuff, raw dogging it in his arms, not using a cart. I was like, bro, get a cart. Like, you are getting
Bro, what the
groceries,
fuck?
right? You've
Yeah,
gotten groceries before.
But on
You
top,
have gotten groceries before, right, Dr. Oz? Please tell me you have bought groceries in your life.
Well, and it's great too because I just love how he's grabbing stuff and naming off the price, but you can tell it just doesn't have any semblance. Like, he doesn't know how much that is.
$3. I remember, $3. That used to be more. That's
a lot of money.
$3 is.
That's quite some cash.
Is it too much or too?
Mark?
It's high, right? Because it's Joe Biden went here and he personally marked up all the food, right?
Yeah.
Would it be reasonable for me to blame this on Joe Biden, or is this a normal price?
Oh man! And then John Fetterman just has a picture of him with a fucking veggie tray.
Yeah, that's great.
$3. It was like $3.
I love it. Yeah, if you're in Pennsylvania, vote for John Fetterman. It's great.
Yeah. Dude, even right wingers are like, no, Dr. Oz is kind of fucking weird.
He's kind of a kook.
He's kind of a kook, and I'm good.
Yeah, what a freak.
Oh, man.
Anyway, I have a quick update, a little announcement. We're back on
You're
Google
pregnant?
Podcasts. I'm pregnant, and we're back on Google Podcasts.
Wow.
For a while, like, I don't know, I switched hosting sites like 2 years ago, right? Like, before I moved, and like everything went fine, like transferring everything. But Google Podcasts, after a while, just stopped showing stuff from our RSS feed. So like the show was not updating. It wasn't showing new episodes. It wasn't showing the current like album art. It was just showing all the old shit from our old RSS feed. And I got it sorted out. The show in its current form is on Google Podcasts.
All right.
Yeah. I had someone that I was like plugging the show to. They were like, yeah, I listened on Google Podcasts. So like, sorry, can't listen to the show.
No.
So none of that anymore.
Go fuck yourself.
I have to go to the bathroom and then we can get to the movie.
I got to
review.
take a shit too. So yeah, you should put on Shirley Temple.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna play some hold music.
This offer is not sold in stores, so call now.
It's not
Flash
sold in
delivery
stores.
available.
So okay, I now know I know how to measure the time it takes for me to shit now.
It's one Shirley Temple
Shirley-
Little Darling
Little
DVD
Darling
collection
DVD collection
infomercial.
commercial. Yeah. Well, it's great because now, like, if someone's like, "How long does it usually take for you to shit?" I'm like, "How long is the Shirley Temple Little Darling infomercial?" That long. That's how long it takes for me to shit.
One of those.
One of those.
Roughly one of those, give or take 15 seconds.
So I don't want to sound bigoted here, but like,
That's a great way to start a sentence.
that's a great way to start. Like, I'm innocently curious. How do you pronounce Dr. Oz's first name?
Mehmet.
Mehmet.
I don't know if
Okay, I
it's
was like,
Mehmet or
Mehmet?
Mehmet.
I'm
with
not
an
sure.
N.
I'm not used to names. Also, I'm dyslexic, not racist. I just don't know how to.
I'm
don't know how to
dyslexic, not
pronounce
racist.
I just don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. I'm bad at reading. I don't read good.
That's a great quote. Can we get that
I'm
on a t-shirt? I'm dyslexic, not racist.
Dude, I'm gonna reach out to some fucking t-shirt company. Please,
Fuck it, I'm
just
putting
print
it on
this.
my T-Public page.
I'm dyslexic, not racist. If I mispronounce your name, I'm sorry.
that
I'm
kind
really
of reads
sorry.
like those like boomer shirts. Hold on, there's actually an account on Twitter.
from the School of Hard Knocks.
I was born in 1979. I'm dyslexic, and I don't put up with bullshit. If you don't like it, you can leave. Like those kinds of shirts that are just
Like,
so
okay.
wordy. There's this account on Twitter called BoomerCore. Let me send you some examples. It kind of reads like, oh, here's one that they just. I'll send it to the
Things we say in the chat.
Yeah, sure. Stuff we send during the show.
The cum corner or
No, stuff we send during the show, not the cum corner.
oh my god, hot cross buns. I like that.
Oh, here's the kind of format that I was thinking of.
Warning, grumpy, sarcastic,
It has like 10 different fonts.
unpredictable, and unmedicated firefighter. Annoy at your own risk.
Also, this one. Walk away. I am a grumpy old man. I was born in October. I have anger issues and a serious dislike for stupid people. And it has like the Grim Reaper holding some dog tags pointing at the camera.
Wow.
It's great.
You
Yeah.
know?
I want something like that, but it says I'm dyslexic, not racist.
But that's just to inform people for when I just can't pronounce a name.
I'm dyslexic,
and they come from another
not
country,
racist. If I mispronounce
just
your
like-
name, it's because I'm a moron.
I'm like, hi. I can't think of a, like, for some reason, Mariah is a name that I have issues with.
Oh, John.
I actually used to do that too. No, I actually did. Because they're like, no, this is, okay, you got me now. This is why English is bullshit. People would say, just pronounce it like it sounds. Just, pronounce it like it sounds.
Nothing is spelled like how it sounds.
No! Have you seen xylophone?
Yeah. There's
you
no
seen
phonetic way to
entree?
pronounce that.
Have you seen the name John? There are like the name Alan. There are like 8 different ways to spell Alan.
Yeah. It's dumb.
It's dumb. It's like someone saying, it's like when someone's like, hey, just pronounce it like it sounds. It's the equivalent of someone pushing you down a buttery escalator and just telling them to like, just walk down like normal.
Yeah.
Like, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
It's not phonetic, bro. It's not.
So goofy.
Goddamn. I'm dyslexic, man. I don't got time for this shit.
Anyway, we watched a movie this week.
Yes, we did. We did watch a movie.
We watched Robinhood Men in Tights.
Yes.
Yeah, we were talking about it a little before we recorded.
I have vivid memories when my family would be like would be camping, because I was a little kid. I didn't get all the sexual references and all the different stuff.
Yeah, I remember Indiana Jones. We watched it as a kid when we went camping. Yeah, I remember Robin Hood Men in Tights. I watched it as a kid when we went camping.
Yeah, we watched those movies when we went camping.
You went camping a lot.
Those are the movies we watched when we went camping, Alex. We had it, I think, on VHS too. It was pretty great.
Oh, cool.
It was awesome. And some parts would be like all gravelly, and some parts would be like nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still better than streaming.
Because someone was trying to look at the titty scenes. So recently, last episode actually, Alex told me that Dave Chappelle's in this movie.
Yeah.
And you know those times when you
this would have been early
smell?
in his career too, because this was like 1993.
Yeah, he was young. He was really young. And you know those times when you like smell a smell and you have a vivid memory from when you were a kid that has been untouched since the time you made the memory?
This kind of smells like Dave Chappelle.
Well, no, Alex told me Dave Chappelle's in it, and I like.
Oh, he would have been like
went,
20. He was born in 1973. This came out in 1993.
Holy shit. Dude, he was my age.
Dude.
Dude.
He would have been younger than us, or like roughly my age when it came out, but like younger when it was being shot.
Yeah. Anyway, so like my brain did like a face match, like a Sun computer face match, and it was like Dave Chappelle now, that guy you have a vivid memory of when you were probably 7.
Yeah.
When you were watching it on the VHS on the TV. The same person.
Yeah.
They're the same. And then like I saw the dad from the Wizard of Waverly Place in there. He was one of the peasants.
He was actually, I was his dad. That was Dom DeLuise.
Yeah, I know. No. And also David DeLuise is in it too.
Oh, he was?
He was one of the peasants.
Oh, cool.
Remember when they're like, who votes, yay or nay? And he goes, which one's which?
Well, I thought that was David DeLuise, and then I saw that his dad was in it, and I was like, well, it must have been him.
Both of them are in it.
That's cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
And
it's really cool how Dom DeLuise, got in here by his own talent, and his son also just happened to be talented enough to also get into the movie.
Stab
it's so interesting how talent happens to be genetic in Hollywood, and if you
I'm gonna stab you.
You have a parent in the industry. You just happen to be talented enough to also get into the industry on your own talent.
Stab you in the stomach. Stab you in the stomach. Drink your bile and throw it back up into your face.
Anyway.
So now I'm a Trekkie fan, and so that's why I was so touched to realize that this is the first movie I've ever seen that had Patrick Stewart in it.
Yeah.
But not like old, like Picard TV show era, like Patrick Stewart. Not old Patrick Stewart.
Like current day Patrick Stewart.
Like Captain Picard from Next Generation Patrick Stewart.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And so I was like, wow, there was a time that I wasn't alive in 93, but like there was a movie that I saw where I was like, yeah, that's that guy. And he was looking like that. And I just found that cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, like, I'm realizing too what movies really set your standard for what is and isn't like attractive as a person.
Yeah.
Like the guy who plays Robin Hood in my childhood mind was like the pinnacle of being attractive.
Yeah. I mean, he's kind of a looker.
Yeah, he's a looker, but like he was the standard I set myself to.
Yeah. That's an interesting like body standard.
I like how when he's fighting with a sword, he's also giving this like, no offense to anyone who might be on the spectrum here, but he's also giving like a
that's another great way to start a sentence. I don't even know how this connects. Yeah, the scene where he's fighting with the sword. No offense to autistic people,
but he's like staring at him like this and going,
yeah,
like that, and smiling and sword fighting, and I'm like, okay.
No, it's cool. Yeah, Carl Hughes, great guy, great actor.
I don't want to offend any people on the spectrum.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
For anyone who's only listening to the audio on this audio only show, he was like making intense eye contact.
He was, and he just had this really constantly goofy demeanor, which of course is a comedy.
He's charming as hell.
He's very charming.
Carl Hughes, if you're listening, which I know you are, if you want to come on the show,
Oh, hell yeah. Is he still alive?
Yeah, he's only like he's 59, I think.
Dude, wait, really?
Yeah, he's like young. Oh, Carrie Hughes. Or Ilus. Thought it was Carl. Yeah. Cool guy.
How do you spell it?
Caryelwes.
How about that?
Yeah. What a charmer.
What a charmer. He didn't age well, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. His eyes are too close together. That's
great. Now we're not going to have him on the show because you insulted him.
Because I insulted
That's the one reason we're not going to have him on the show.
You know what? He's also in The Princess Bride. I imagine he's the main dude. I like how Mel Brooks was like, no, let's get the dude from The Princess Bride on this comedy.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that so much.
He's playing like the same guy.
Yeah, essentially. This is this is the Shrek of its day.
Yeah.
This is the Shrek of its day. It's just making fun of The Princess Bride.
Well, The Princess Bride was also like kind of making fun of the genre. Well, not making fun of it, but like having a silly go of it.
Anyway,
no, I can tell watching it, and I've also like seen some like background info on the movie. It was like a lot of it was making fun of other Robin Hood adaptations of the time. Like there's the one joke where he's like, unlike other Robin Hoods, I can actually speak with an English accent. It's like, I do not know what that is referencing, but I will be impressed and laugh anyway.
Yeah, I like the one because like it kind of reminds me of my sense of humor now, where he brings the pig up and he tosses it on the table and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's a giant boar," and he goes, "No, sir, that is a wild pig. That's a giant boar," pointing at the king.
Yeah, not even the king, the prince.
The prince, right?
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh, that's something that I would totally like if I was smart enough in that moment and anxious enough to fuel that like smart creativity. That is totally something I would say.
That's great. Yeah, I love that scene.
Oh,
he like kicks the door down, walks in like a freaking
Waltzes on in.
Chad.
Yeah, just like
great.
dick out. He could have just been dick out,
Oh, yeah.
frankly.
Clothes on, dick poking out.
Yeah, but like out of that flap that you use to pee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
dick
that.
and balls fully on display.
Fully exposed.
Yeah.
But like enough that you know that he like not just like poked a little bit of the skin through.
Oh,
but
yeah,
he like
fully.
cupped his entire scrotum and slowly
His
gingerly
newly circumcised penis.
you can see the stitches.
Yeah.
It's still dripping blood.
Anyway, the movie definitely feels of its time.
I'm so sorry. That's I'm sorry to the viewers. That was dumb.
That was a very valid, very insightful critique of the film, actually. No, it definitely feels of its time with like, referencing other Robinhood adaptations and like the humor and like the title.
Oh, for sure. I love the constant
They're wearing tights, but they're men.
But they're
women wear tights. Girls
Well, it's-
wear tights. These are men. They can't.
I've seen
That's
I've
different.
I've seen male runners wear tights.
They're just comfy.
I suppose so. I just wear sweatpants.
They have
but
the legs for it.
Actually, thank you.
No, not you.
Oh,
I said the people in the movie.
anyway, I've worn long johns before, which are the closest thing I think I've come to wearing tights.
Yeah.
And they're comfortable. It's like wearing PJs under your clothes.
Mm-hmm. It's nice.
Very
It
nice.
just is.
I get a little warm though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's like the point. Because they're
I mean,
long
if it's
johns.
like that's the thing about Michigan though. Like, if you go into a building and it's -2 outside, it's going to be like 87 degrees inside.
Oh, yeah.
And you have to peel off fucking everything.
Yeah. They need to make like transitions like glasses.
Like a transition,
But for
like,
clothes.
like a hallway.
Like somehow your clothing morphs from being made of wool to being like a thin, like spandexy kind of thing.
Like, if I'm 87 degrees, I'm wearing an undershirt and shorts,
Yeah.
no underwear, sandals,
Yeah.
going commando, bitches.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, like the humor feels
A little aged.
a little aged, yeah. Like there's a little like subtle like homophobia sprinkled in. There's like like hints of racism.
Yeah.
Or it's like
93.
the joke is that the African people have funny names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And his hat.
Yeah. Well, what do you mean the hat?
Dave Chappelle's hat. Did you notice his hat?
It's
It's like a baseball cap.
Oh.
Like a backwards baseball cap because he's black.
Yeah, because he's black.
He's black. I did like the joke at the end though when he's like, "Achoo, I'd like to make you sheriff," and they're like, "A black sheriff?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "What's wrong with that? It worked in
Blazing
Hot
Saddles.
Hot Saddle." I'm so great at making just like generic titles for things.
It worked in Hot Horseback.
Horseback. Did I tell you one time? I was working and the pharmacist. We had a floater pharmacist, which is for people who don't know, it's just a pharmacist who fills in for like a pharmacist.
They can
who can't go on
levitate
shift.
like 3 inches off the ground.
Yeah, but only 3 inches.
Yeah.
But anyway, he had a water bottle that had a Grateful Dead sticker on it, and I was like, "Oh, nice sticker, the Thankful Dead." And he was like, "Yeah." And Christine, my coworker / my work mom, looks at me. She goes, "She's from Carolina. She's from the Carolinas. Or Virginia. I think she's from Virginia." So she's like, "Yeah, then say that again." I'm like, "Yeah, the Thankful Dead," and they burst out laughing.
This, I hope I'm pushing the right sound pad. This is Gavin trying to remember the name of something.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to excuse me.
It's like me calling like the White House the White Home.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow, I'm in the White Home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. It is. The movie has definitely aged. I don't know.
Product of its
I'd say
time.
poorly, but it is aged.
I think if you've never seen the movie before, it's one of those movies that you've seen at once and you're kind of like, okay, I get it now.
It's the kind of movie where it helps if you grew up with it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I
When I
didn't.
was a kid, I grew up with this movie, and I've watched it more times than I can count. It's just that those times that I watched it was when I was in adolescence, and I don't remember watching it. So, I mean, I remember watching it. I know that I've watched it. I remember snippets of scenes, but I don't remember the plot.
Yeah.
And so, like, now that I've seen it again, it brought back a lot of, like, feels from when I was, like, a kid. And, like, remember when the sheriff is marching, like, the kid runs from the forest, and he's like, ah!
Yeah.
And the sheriff is following him, and you see the green grass that they're on the path, right?
Mm-hmm.
That reminded me of when, like, I was a kid and I would make comparisons between, like, just in my head, of the green grass in that movie to the green grass when I was camping.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, it's just like in the movie.
It's grass, like from Robin Hood Men in Tights.
But it was so, like, it still had that, like, childhood, like, glimmer to it.
Yeah, that's like when I call Master Chief Halo from Fortnite.
I'm going to actually snipe you from your house. But, you know, I don't know, it still had that childhood halo in my head.
Yeah.
Of, like, green grass, and it's like, I still could see the dew on it, and I remember when I was a kid just running through it, my feet would get all wet, and the ground would be a little smushy because it was wet, and it just rained, and it was sunny out, and it was like a cool breeze, and you smelled all the... Anyway, I'm getting too far into it, but, like, it brought back that stuff, and I was very thankful for that.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I would never begrudge that, but as, like, someone just watching it, like, for the first time, a lot of it felt like... It, like you said, aged. Like, one of the... Like, obviously, like I pointed out, like, the joke with the African guys is that their names sound funny.
Yeah.
And, like, one of the... Like, you know, the handmaiden or whatever for the... for Maid Marian.
Oh, yeah. Is German.
The joke is, like, she's fat. Like, she jumps off the balcony onto the horse. The horse is like, oh, hell no. And then she, like, lands on the ground, makes, like, a crater.
I mean, I don't see what's so bad about that one.
It just feels, like, mean. Like, I don't know. Like, whenever the joke is just that someone is fat in a movie, it just feels like, I don't know, just... like low-hanging fruit in terms of comedy writing, but also just kind of like just mean. I don't know.
Like, if it was something demeaning her character, like if it was something like making her a bad person because she's fat, like that would be something that would be like, come on, like that's kind of stupid.
Well, like I don't think anyone really says like someone is a bad person for being fat. It's more like in the form of like, hey, let's point and laugh at this fat person. Like that's usually how it goes. Yeah. And like it's I didn't like it. It felt icky.
Okay.
Yeah.
I you know, and also I'm seeing these through rose tinted glasses because it was like I saw this when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And so I get it. I can put it in modern perspective and be like, yeah, I get your point.
Yeah. It's just like the comedy isn't worth making someone feel bad about their body.
Yeah. I also don't really like the kind of two-faced depiction of how wearing tights makes you effeminate, and that's somehow like a bad thing.
Yeah, like I get that partly the joke is like these are like overly masculine guys like trying to like compensate, like, you know, like the joke is partly they're like tights are gay and they're for women, but I'm wearing them but it's okay when I wear them because we're men and we're men in tights.
Men in tights.
But also the movie is just kind of presenting it like plainly like that from that perspective.
Yeah. But like also like, haha, gay people are funny.
Yeah. Also they are making fun of gay people. Like they throw in a little like bit of lispiness into the dance number.
Yeah. And it's like, they're not trying to say like, look it, you can wear what you want and still be tough and still be able to do things. It's like, haha, look at gay people aren't supposed to be tough.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever message of like, you know, wear what you want is like coded in this like
this candied layer of like
it takes the form of also still otherizing gay people and being like, at least you're not like the lispy queers. Like, like it takes that form of being like, hey, you know, you can be a man and wear tights. Like, if it was just that, I'd be fine with it. But it adds on, like, you can be a man and wear tights, unlike the gays. Like, you don't have to be the gays, which is also bad, you know?
Or like it seems like, remember the line where it's like, we're men in tights, or like, we may look like pansies, but someday we'll put out your lights. You know that part?
Yeah.
That I forgot the half of it, but anyway, it's like they're saying, because we're tough, we'll put out your lights, but if they're gay, they won't.
Yeah. Yeah, you can either be gay or tough.
Yeah.
Which, like, what if you want to be not gay, but also not violent? Or what if you want to be, like, a butch gay man?
Listen, what
or
if I don't want to
bisexual?
fight anyone?
Sometimes people are bisexual.
Like, what if I want to be, like, a relatively meek-looking guy who just wants to change the world around me for the better?
Yeah.
By peaceful means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes you gay.
By not forcibly making a woman marry me just so I can fuck her.
Yeah. Yeah, like the sheriff of Rottingham.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
like,
I wanted to talk about his arc.
It doesn't change.
Well,
it just doesn't.
Well, like his progression through the story. So like, you know, his goal is to like whatever, defeat Robinhood, whatever. What I want to talk about is the end where he's like trying to marry Maid Marian. And then like the wedding, like it's canceled. Robin Hood is like, I'm gonna shoot you with an arrow, and then he's like, okay, I'm just gonna rape this woman. All pretense dropped. I am going to rape this woman.
Yeah,
and then Robin Hood stops him. Luckily, good thing. And then like his comeuppance is that he is then like we can only assume raped by the ugly woman. Like the punishment for rape is being with an ugly woman.
Yeah, and the fact that like his life was in exchange for that.
Yeah.
I feel like if you should save someone without the expectation of sex.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also it's a comedy. But also, why is that funny?
Yeah, why is it funny that an ugly woman has a sex drive?
Also, I mean, objectively, I mean, without the makeup, obviously she's playing a character, but
yeah,
like,
they like made her
she's
a
pretty.
witch.
Oh yeah, for sure. She's pretty.
Yeah, like if we assume that she just looks like that, like why is it funny that she has a sex drive?
Yeah, it's not. No, you don't understand, Alex. Ugly people don't deserve that.
Yeah, it always feels icky when movies are like, hey, look at this ugly person. They think they deserve love and physical affection. Let's throw rocks at them.
Fucking uggo.
Let's gouge their eyes. Let's kill them.
Although there were some good spots in this, like when they're on the bridge and they are having a sword fight.
Yeah. Oh,
I like how that digressed.
They're like fighting with the staffs.
Yeah, and they keep on breaking in half.
Yeah, and then they're just like, they have like little like toothpick sized staffs.
Yeah,
and they're like,
and then Dave Chappelle's little little ditty there where he gets on the creek and he's like, look at Robin Hood. It's not that big of a deal. Look at, I'm on one side, I'm on the other side.
Yeah.
I'm on the east side, I'm on the west side.
It made me say this.
Yes. So funny enough, two characters in this movie are later went on to star on Disney Channel, which are
David DeLuise and the guy that plays Bob Duncan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Haley, I was watching it with Haley and she's like, is that Bob Duncan?
Yeah,
I was like, it looks like him. But this is 1993. Would he like be in this?
Yeah, he's Bob Duncan.
That's Bob Duncan. That's great.
Fucking awesome.
I like seeing him and stuff.
That.
He's cool.
Yeah. He's cool.
Yeah.
And Dave DeLuise and his dad, Don DeLuise. I did like the mob boss scene.
Yeah, Dom DeLuise is like being the Godfather.
Like,
hey, spaghetti, crime, and lasagna.
What else was good? What else was good in this movie? When they checked the script.
Oh yeah,
he's like, I get another shot.
Some of that was funny. Some of it kind of felt like, okay, what are we doing here?
I can see that, but I really like when it's just like, I don't know. I just like the off the cuff breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah, I enjoy that stuff. I just feel like maybe at times this movie leans into it a little too much. Like I like a nod to the camera here and there. You know, it's a comedy movie. It's a Mel Brooks movie. Okay, like it's not going to be taking itself too seriously. It's just a way to tell jokes, right? Like I appreciate that. I like it. I like it a lot. But I don't like it when movies do it too much, where it's like, what are we, in some kind of Robin Hood movie? It's like, yes, you are. Okay, do the movie. Like, I don't I don't want you to like do this the whole time, you know, like make a Robin Hood movie and be like, aren't Robin Hood movies stupid? It's like, okay, what are we here for then?
Yeah. You know, one thing I'm a little disappointed about on retrospect that I didn't see was any actual stealing from the rich and giving to the poor.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of Robin Hood stuff.
There wasn't.
I don't even know if they call him Robin Hood.
They call him Robin of Locksley.
Yeah. Also, he fights for a king. He was like in Jerusalem Crusades. At the beginning of the movie, and he was like, "I won't give up my king."
Yeah, but that was when he was being interrogated before that was before he knew how it was in England.
Yeah. But like,
and then he
was like fighting for the king. The prince is the one that was like fucking things up at home.
Well, but the prince is not the king.
The prince isn't the king, right? So I'm saying that the prince is what he's fucking everything up at home, right? But Robin Hood at the beginning of the movie, he's like fighting for the king. Yeah. So like that doesn't seem like a very Robin Hood thing to do. Like that's Robin Hood's whole thing is being against like tyranny. Yeah. And like kings by design are tyrannical. Like that's why I didn't like the ending when Patrick Stewart, the good royal guy, shows up and he's like, "Oh, my brother, you are bad. I'm the good monarch. I'm the good dictator. I'm the good feudal lord.
Henceforth, brother John, every
toilet shall be called a John." I like
John. That was pretty good. What else? There was one scene I had in my head and I forgot. One thing I was like, I wish there was just like at least a montage of them stealing from the rich and giving to the poor.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it didn't feel like a very Robin Hood kind of story, because like I don't know. Robin Hood, I don't think would be the kind of character to like believe in kings. Like the problem with like, you know, all of the like, you know, the sheriff of Nottingham, whatever, you know, taxing people and hoarding wealth, and you know, the prince doing fucking whatever, like taxing the people too much. Like the problem isn't the guy that's in charge of the taxation. The problem is like the governmental structure. Like it is a king. Yeah. Kings are not a good form of government. We had a whole war over it, if you remember.
I find it kind of sad that it's just assumed that after Robin takes power, like, he does good things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not, the problem isn't the guy in power. The problem is the power.
And how it's distributed.
Yeah, taxation without representation is never going to be good. Taxation without representation, but the guy is nice, that's not the solution.
Also, like, Miriam is just looking for the guy with the key that can open her thing.
Yeah, she's like waiting for the guy with the key to her pussy, and it's like, how did the pussy key end up in Robin Hood's father's possession?
Well, also, that's not the key. That's the joke at the end. Did you see that?
I remember that. I forgot. Yeah, it doesn't end up being the key. It's just a key. That's funny.
But then, like, the main distinguishing thing between Robin and the sheriff is that Robin wants to fight for the rich, or fight for the poor, defeat the rich. And
he says that we don't see it.
Also, in the heart of Miriam, who presumably her heart can only be won by the guy who has the key to her pussy.
Yeah.
Right?
She's like, I won't give this up for anyone unless I'm married. Or, you know, if he has the
key to my pussy.
If he pledges his eternal love to me, or if he's cute.
That was just a joke, though. I like that.
That was funny.
That was pretty funny. But the sheriff only wants to fuck, right?
Yeah.
And at the end, you see, like, Robin Hood, like, at the end when the credits are rolling, he's like, yes, it's unlocking. He's like, you don't believe this. This isn't the right key.
Yeah.
And she's like, what? And it becomes very serious for her, right? Like, all this shit has happened, right? And she thinks he's the guy because he has the key and he did all this stuff. And it's just assumed that they get the locksmith and he unlocks the key and they fuck. Yeah. But it's also just assumed that she's like okay with fucking now.
Well, yeah.
Now that she knows that he's not the guy. He's not that guy.
You kind of bring up a good point. The way that I read it was like they were just trying to bone. She was like into him. Like
that's a good point.
They
too.
tied the knot. Like she was into him.
Just to bone.
Like the key and everything, that was like beside the point. I saw that as like, well, are we fucking or what? Come on,
They
Robin.
would have if they
Get a
regardless
locksmith.
they would have.
Hmm?
Yeah. Regardless, they would have.
Yeah, I think they would have. I just want to know how she pisses and shits.
Yeah. Well, here's
She
the thing.
takes a bath with that thing on. That it does not come off.
No, it doesn't. And here's the thing: like actual chastity belts too, like would often kill the princess
Because they can't piss or shit, or for something else.
No, they would take them off for pissing and shitting. They would just have someone watch them piss and shit.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. That's
awesome.
so cool.
But also, they didn't have stainless steel, and they didn't have the means to like grind it down to make it so it won't cut into your skin.
Oh.
So not only that, but it would be rusting and cutting into your skin.
Yeah. Dude, pussies have like a sensitive pH balance too.
Really? Is that right, Alex?
So like, I mean, like, yeah, like if you even look beyond like it cutting into your skin and being uncomfortable, like,
but like that
rust,
crotch area,
like rust on your crotch, like that cannot be good for
I would
like,
give you
your
like,
entire
tetanus.
body.
They would get tetanus and die, or just die of infection,
Or get like septic shock or something.
yeah, toxic shock.
Yeah, you that shit'll ruin you.
That'll destroy you.
Yeah, you make a good point. Yeah,
Yeah.
this movie isn't realistic.
No. He swims through the Mediterranean Sea.
I thought that was funny.
From Jerusalem.
I like
to
movies that
England.
don't take themselves seriously like
That
that.
was pretty good. But like if like I don't want to make a huge comparison between this and Everything Everywhere All at Once, but
No,
like,
go on.
I think
make a huge comparison.
I think one
Say
thing
that they're
made
exactly the same.
I think the one difference in Everything Everywhere All at Once and Robinhood Men in Tights in terms of their comedy is that Everything Everywhere All at Once was high production value, didn't take itself seriously, but made like almost nonsensical jokes and comments, right?
Mm-hmm.
With Robinhood Men in Tights, it feels like they constantly break the fourth wall and dive in too much to the goofiness to the point where it's just like,
Yeah.
eh?
Yeah, I felt that. Like in the beginning where they're like shooting the arrows and they're like lighting the houses on fire and they're like, oh, these opening credits. Oh, is Mel Brooks making a movie? It's like,
Mel Brooks is making a movie again.
Yeah, I don't know how I felt about that.
I thought that part was funny.
I'm kind of on the fence about it.
I just thought that like some of the humor was a little too slapstick.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is Mel Brooks. Like slapstick is Mel Brooks.
Yeah. I guess
Yeah.
it depends on your taste. I don't mind slapstick so much if it's used well. My problem is more with like the meta jokes. Like after a
Yeah.
certain point, it's like, we get it.
Yeah.
You're a movie. Like, yeah, it's cute and
Yeah.
all when you look at the camera and you're like, can you believe? Let me look at the script.
I
didn't
we have
mind
different-
that, but like,
I think we're on the same spectrum of taste, but I think we have slightly different tastes because I thought that scene was really funny.
I thought that scene in particular was funny, but it's very easy to overdo. Like if they had went just a little bit further with it, I'd be like, okay,
Yeah.
I get it.
Or like if they would have been like, yeah, it's right here in between the blah 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 and the fucking, I'd be like,
Yeah.
eh.
It feels like they're trying to be Monty Python.
Yeah, but it's American Monty Python where like Monty Python took itself seriously enough to not let you in on the joke.
Yeah, Monty Python like did a good job of structuring like the mythology, like the
And it's also
structuring the
just
fiction of
dry,
it.
But like also I feel like American humor really tries to make you get it.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, that's
Whereas,
fair.
Like dry English humor is like if you don't get it, then think about it.
Yeah, well, like they're trying to do like Monty Python and the Holy Grail kind of stuff, but
Yeah.
I think Monty Python and the Holy Grail is a lot different in how the fiction is set up. Like this is King Arthur. This is King Arthur times, right? The
Yeah.
characters, as far as they know, are in King Arthur times. Okay, everything fits into that. They're not like referencing Larry King. Like, who is Larry King to you, Robin Hood? Who is he
Yeah.
to you? Do you
Larry
watch late
King?
night TV? Do you have
Yeah.
TV?
Or that scene
And
when
then it just
when the-
unravels. I don't like it.
like I think also like with some of the technology that's really old, and because it's 1993, right? So like he's like the prince is walking with Miriam out to get her married, right? And he closes the gate with a clicker.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
Like I get it, but like,
Like there's no joke there. It's just, hey, this person in the past is using a current thing.
Ha ha ha!
Like there's no joke. It's just referencing garage door openers.
Yeah, which I mean, we still have today, but like,
now it's like built into cars and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
I don't know.
It was made in 1993. I can forgive that. Like,
don't throw me under the bus like
no.
this,
I mean, like specifically as far as like him using a remote from 1993 goes, that's fine. I don't expect him to have technology from now, but I don't like the joke being that he's just using a garage door opener.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even at the time, it's not a good joke.
Yeah, I agree.
But all things considered, I'd say best movie ever.
I'd say yes. I would say probably within the degrees of things with movies, yes.
Okay, look, it is a movie that came out in 1993. I will give it that.
Yeah. Also the year that Kurt Cobain died.
Wow.
I think. Or was that 1994?
There are no coincidences.
Hold on.
It has to tie together.
No, I was wrong. 1994.
Oh. So he could have seen this movie. Maybe this was the last straw.
Yeah, he saw this movie and he was like, "Oh,
there's
fuck.
nothing for me in this world.
Nothing here. Nothing for this decade. I'm too bored."
This movie killed Kurt Cobain. That's horrible.
Yeah.
That's a horrible thing that you said and I had no part of.
I'm gonna shoot you out. Just like Kurt Cobain shot himself.
No. Oh, that's all you. I'm going to send that to all of your future employers. I'm going to get a psychic to read her crystal ball and tell me all of your future employers, and I'm going to email this to them.
Yeah?
Yeah, I will never pass up an opportunity to promote the show.
And keep me on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all part of my long-running scheme.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. Anyway,
I
would say out of all the movies, for sure. Out of all the movies from 1993 and before that, I mean,
possibly,
sure. Yeah,
possibly,
quite possibly.
Mm-hmm.
So next week it's my turn to pick. I haven't even thought of what movie I want to watch. We could continue our MCU, retrospective, whatever. Or we could continue Twilight.
Okay, we can do Twilight. If you wanted Twilight.
We're on the third one. Twilight. I'm scrolling. Twilight Eclipse.
New Moon. Eclipse.
We just did New Moon. So next week, Twilight Eclipse. Let me Google what it's on. The Twilight Saga Eclipse. It's on Prime Video. I also have the Blu-ray. It's on Plex, but that only applies to Gavin. So if I can watch it, or else. And that's all I'll say about it.
All right.
I have to take a quick bathroom break because I have drank a lot of coffee. So I'm going to play some hold music and I'll be right back.
Call now to order your special edition Shirley.
Did you know that Shirley Temple, the Little Darling DVD box set collection, was beautifully remastered in black and white and in color?
Is that right?
That is right.
Wow.
That is true.
Did you know later on in her career, and I think we talked about this already, she became the fucking a diplomat to Ghana.
Yeah. Yeah,
American
that's like
ambassador to Ghana.
Yeah, that's actually, when you Google her, that's like what she's listed as. It's like Shirley Temple, ambassador to Ghana. Also like
no, it's totally
the
funny
darling of American cinema from 1935 to 1940.
Well, it's funny because I looked up, because I was like, it has to be, like, Robin Hood Men in Tights has to be a Mel Brooks movie.
It
right?
is.
Because it's just the same. Yeah, I know.
Well, he was
is.
in it. He was the rabbi.
He was the rabbi, but before I saw it, I was like, this comedy is, this smells, this tastes, this feels like Mel Brooks.
Yeah, was Princess Bride Mel Brooks?
I'm not sure. I don't think.
Let me look
anyway,
it up.
So I thought his name was actually Mo Brooks, M-O-E.
Oh, The Princess Bride is on Disney Plus. I didn't know that.
That's all right. Mo Brooks is a different person.
Okay.
Mo Brooks is a United States representative.
Oh, cool.
But it's funny because if you were looking up Shirley Temple and it brought up like ambassador to Ghana, you'd be like, oh, it must be a different dude, right? Or gal, I should say. Nope, same gal, except for Mo Brooks. Different. Mel Brooks is not Mo Brooks. And that's the bit.
Okay. It is a Mel Brooks style movie, but looks like it's not Mel Brooks.
Gotcha.
I'm glad
Mel
that we
Brooks is
sorted
still
that
alive too, and I love that. He's 96.
Yeah. What a treasure. I hope he's around before they I hope he's around if they make Robots 2, which I'm vying for.
Wait, did Mel Brooks help with that?
He voiced Big Weld.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
What a guy. He's an icon.
But it's funny because if you went back to like the 70s, they'd be like, Mel Brooks, yeah, he's old.
Yeah. He's been 90 for 100 years.
Yeah, like forever.
Dude, Big Weld, he's kind of hot.
I think you should figure that out with like therapist, Alex.
Anyway, recommendations of the week. I only have one that I wrote down. I probably have other stuff that I've thought of this week. The Rehearsal. If you didn't watch last week's episode, I talked about The Rehearsal. It's a great show on HBO Max. Watch it before, who knows what happens.
Yeah.
But speaking of HBO Max and shows on it, I've been watching the new season of Harley Quinn. New episodes have been coming out on Thursdays. It's pretty good so far. I like the Joker's arc this season. So, have you seen? I know, like you talk about the clip from the show.
Yeah. So I saw another clip where the Joker is just a normal bartender.
Yeah. Yeah, I think season 2. So like at the end of season 1, Joker like does whatever big diabolical plan against the main characters. Then beginning of season 1, it's like we think Joker's dead or we don't know where he is, and then he's like a normal guy. He like gets de-Jokered, and he's like a bartender. Harley Quinn needs him for whatever thing she's doing, so she makes him into the Joker again. But like when he was regular guy, he married this woman, or is at least dating her.
Yeah.
And she has like 2 kids, and he's like their stepdad.
Yeah.
And then
he's actually like a good guy.
Yeah.
He's a good stepdad.
Yeah. He becomes the Joker again. He's still with her. Like they're still in love. He's still their stepdad. He like goes to PTA meetings. He like does the whole thing.
As the Joker?
As the Joker. That's his arc this season. And
I like that.
As of the last
really
episode
like that.
that I watched, he's like running for mayor, and he is the mayor. And so,
how does Batman?
Well, like, okay, so the old mayor was like whatever awful, and then he like died from getting impaled, and also Two-Face poisoned him.
What a way to get a new mayor. Like our new mayor is Joker. The old mayor got impaled.
So at first in season 3, Jim Gordon, the commissioner, was running, and Two-Face was his campaign manager. And this is a Jim Gordon that has been in it for too long. He's like just a corpse of himself.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's like a whole thing. I don't want to get too much into it, but basically the Joker runs for mayor so his stepson can get a bilingual education at Gotham Public Schools.
That's a good reason to become mayor, I'd say.
Yeah. And he's so he like robs a bank to get like the news on him. And he's like, hey, I'm running for mayor and I'm giving this money to you, the people. Okay, I'm going to fucking take on the billionaires, the big corporations. And my policy platform is free healthcare for everyone. I'm going to buff up our education system. Every child deserves the right to a bilingual education. And the news, the reporter is like, what are you, like some kind of socialist? And he's like, I'm not some kind of socialist. I am a socialist.
All right.
It's great. And then like Jim Gordon is like, a whole episode happens and everything, and Jim Gordon is like, hey, like you should do this. You, the Joker, should be the mayor.
I just want there to be like a debrief between Batman and Joker, or Batman is just like, hey, so you're the guy now.
Yep.
How do you want, like, because I still have to do something, like, right? I can't, like,
yeah.
How do I, like, and then I can just imagine Joker being like, let's keep our personal and professional lives separate, Batman.
Yeah, it's great. It's I'm loving this arc. I'm loving socialist mayor stepdad Joker.
He's like, does he still rob banks as mayor?
One of his like publicity stunts, because like he's given up like crime to be a stepdad, but then he's like robbing a bank at gunpoint, and like once he gets the cash, he's like handing it to each of the people there.
Oh, to like that are in the bank?
Yeah, all of the hostages on the ground. He's like, here's some money. Here's some money. Here's some money.
Yeah.
It's great.
But that would bar you, because that's armed robbery. That would bar you from running for mayor.
It's Gotham. Also, it's a cartoon. It's the kind of DC adaptation. It's like the anti-Dark Knight. Like, do not take this seriously. This is not grounded. And I love that. I love media that's openly not grounded.
Yeah. How many episodes in a season? On average.
Well, first of all, we're assuming it's still fucking on HBO Max.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm logging in. I'm getting on. Hold on. Continue watching. Where the fuck is it? Let me just search. So the episodes are still coming out, but so far there are... Oh, I thought there was going to be a new one. I guess we already watched it. Anyway, there are 6 episodes so far.
Per season?
For season 3. Around the 3rd season.
How many for like the first 2 seasons? Like
the first 13 in season 1, season 2 also 13.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can binge that.
Yeah.
26 episodes.
I don't think it will, but if it happens to be taken off of HBO Max, I have the Blu-rays for the first 2 seasons.
You can plex it?
Yeah, you can plex it. Not parsec.
Parsec?
So I remember you were calling me at 3 a.m, like, hey, how do I watch everything everywhere all at once? I'm on parsec drunk. And I don't see it.
Could you tell I was super drunk?
Oh, you were?
Could you tell?
I mean, it was 3 a.m. and you woke me up, so I could not particularly tell the difference.
Okay.
But anyway,
I was really drunk.
That's my recommendation of the week. Harley Quinn season 3 featuring based Mayor Joker. It's great. The funniest part is at the end of the 6th episode, which is the latest one so far. That's the one where he becomes mayor. So like Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, like her people have been like out of town.
Yeah.
And like dealing with other stuff. And then at the end of the episode, it shows them like coming back, and they're like, oh, I hope nothing's like changed too drastically in Gotham. You know, I just want to get home and relax. Oh shit, Joker's the mayor.
That's awesome. I love that.
And like, I completely forgot that the Joker has any relation to Harley Quinn. I'm like, why is she upset? Oh yeah.
Oh shit. She loves him.
Yeah. That's great. That's a great show. I love it a lot.
I can imagine Harley being crazy enough to kill his wife, though.
No, this is like not a crazy version of Harley Quinn. Like, she's like Harley Quinn, obviously, but she's like, it's more like Harley Quinn if she was a main character in a sitcom.
Yeah.
Which I guess she is, technically.
I would say so, yeah.
I would say definitely, yeah. I would say best movie ever.
I would say it's not even a movie, but I would say best.
Not even being a movie, I'd still say best movie ever.
Frankly, bold of you to say, best movie ever.
Yeah, frankly, that is bold of me to say. And with that, thank you for listening to another episode of Bold of You to Say.
I never got any recommendations, Alex.
You didn't write anything down. So
well, I have some.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to recommend people to get outside, smell some air. Fresh air is good for you. Smell some fresh air. How dare you ridicule me like this, Alex? How dare you? I'm the reason people listen, Alex. I am bold of you to say.
That's true. You do all of the work except for
the work.
Most of the recording, the planning, the editing, the publishing, the promotion.
Yeah.
Other than that, you do all of the work.
I'm like the bum who just kind of shows up.
Everyone knows you're the cute one. I'm the hot one. That's how this works.
Indeed.
The show Hot Ones was named after me.
I'm Paul McCartney. You're John Lennon.
Yeah. I was gonna say I'm John Lennon. I beat my wife, but I don't want that. I don't want that clipped.
Well, you just said it, so
no. I said it fast. I'm like, I'm John Lennon. I beat my wife.
I can edit that.
I was gonna say, I'm like John Lennon. And then I was going to say the full sentence. I don't want that clipped.
Bring Haley in here. I need to ask her some questions.
Hey, Haley. Hey, Haley. Hey, Gavin says that I'm like John Lennon. That's not true, right?
Right.
That's awful. It's
terrible.
It's a terrible thing.
That and
say what you will about John Lennon. I don't think it's good that he beat his wife.
Really, Alex?
Yeah, that's very agreeable
really
of me to say.
Man. Holy shit. I would also like to recommend make your own globes at home. It's fun.
Yeah?
It's fun to make globes. I've been trying to make a globe of Jupiter now for about a week.
That's cool. How do you do it?
So you can do it multiple ways. It depends on a lot of factors. So
I don't know why, but I was immediately imagining haphazardly thrown together paper mache.
It basically is that. I mean, it's just they have special tools if you're going to make it professionally. But what I did is I went to Michael's. I got a foam ball, right? And then they have a whole thing of foam balls. Just find the one that's the least dense.
Yeah, and there are no rules for how to do it. If you go in there and you're like, hey, what are the rules for making a globe? They say this.
What rules, you sons of bitches?
So I found a
and then they say this.
I dreamed I saw my maternal grandmother sitting by the bank of a swimming pool.
And then you realize that Michael's hiring process is really not that thorough.
Yeah, then you're like, can I speak to someone else?
Yeah.
You feel the opposite of this. And then for some reason there's an ad break. There's a commercial that plays and it sounds like this. It's crazy. It's crazy in Michael's. Are you going to let me
explain how to make a globe? Are you going to show me? Are you going to let me explain this?
And then, Alex? If you ask what is the essence of globe making, they say this.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word.
But instead of America, they say globe making.
I was going to foot. Excuse me.
So I'm doing it this way.
Mm-hmm.
So I took a foam ball from Michael's.
Uncle Ben, what happened?
I took a foam ball from Michael's. And then I painted it down with some chalk paint. You put a lot of layers of chalk paint on that just to cover up some of the foamy textures.
Mm-hmm.
And then you sand that down because the chalk paint won't apply evenly.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a perfect sphere, but that doesn't matter because you're probably going to be painting over it anyway or pasting over paper. So there are two ways you can do this. You can either take a pencil because it's chalk paint. You can pencil over. You can pencil stuff in. What you have to do is you have to make a grid. You have to draw on a grid so that if you're going to paint it, you can section off the slices of the globe, right? And delicately paint over each slice. Or if you want to be able to redo slices if you mess up, you can draw the slice on a piece of paper, right? And then do it all up, cut it out, and then paste it onto the globe.
Okay.
Right? So the cool thing about using really thin paper for this is that because it's going to wrinkle when you put it on a globe, putting stuff that's flat on a non-flat surface, makes things wrinkle. Who'd have thunk it?
And it textures it.
Yeah, exactly. So what you have to do is either if it's really small, that makes it difficult because the paper will want to crinkle more. But if it's bigger, you can have more liberties with the materials you use to paste over. But if you're using something relatively small, it can help to just kind of cut the sides of the slice that you're pasting on. And then you put the glue on the ball or on the paper, either way, whatever works. Whatever works for you, really. And then you place on the bit, the slice, And then you can take a stick or your fingers even and just paste it over and let it kind of solidify.
Yeah.
There
are no rules.
Important. There aren't.
No rules, you sons of bitches.
You sons of bitches, there aren't any rules. So right now I'm in... yes, Alex, yes. So right now I'm trying to make a globe of Jupiter. I haven't started on the painting process because I'm still trying to figure out how I should pencil in the sections. But yeah, it's really neat.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Best hobby ever, I'd say. Out of all the hobbies, I'd say it's one of them.
Yes, it is. It is a hobby. Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's the show.
I think that's the show.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to another episode of Bold of You to Say. If you liked it, then that's how I feel about it. Like and subscribe if you want. I can't stop you from doing that. Leave us a review on Podchaser. That's like an IMDb type site for podcasts. Leave us a review on Apple, on Spotify, wherever you can if you want. Preferably positive, I think. You know, if you have any negative thoughts, keep them to yourself. Am I right? Share the show with a friend. Tweet our episodes. Tweet our clips. Just play the show out loud at work if you want. You know, leave a comment.
No, just open your window, get your loudest speaker, and just blast this. You don't care about the sound ordinance. Just do it.
Yeah, break laws for us.
Yeah, exactly.
Follow me on social media. Don't follow Gavin anywhere.
Don't follow me! Stop!
Subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Stop it!
Not Gavin's.
Don't follow me!
Don't do it.
Stop it!
Seriously, you don't want to know what happens.
I'm looking at you, Jonathan!
You don't want to know what happened? You're looking at my server?
You want to know what happened to the last guy who followed me? Exactly. You don't know. Because I killed him.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to know why you haven't heard of him? That's why.
Because I...
Yeah. Let's just leave it at that.
Let's just keep it there. Have
a good 9 a.m. through 9 p.m., our official business hours. And let's jump out of it.
Get out of this pool of comedy and humor.
That's true.